Hey everybody, it's Allison here with New Little Life. Today I'm bringing you an awesome comparison video. We are comparing the Spectra Synergy Gold and the Spectra One. Let's do it. I finally got my Spectra Synergy Gold in the mail. This is technically the Spectra Dual S, which is the version that's outside of the US, but it's exactly the same as the Spectra Synergy Gold. I just couldn't get one in my hand since we live here in Europe, so that's what I've got. It's the same though. And then I have my trusty S1 from Spectra. The Spectra S1 and the S2 are exactly the same, except for the S2 is pink and does not have a rechargeable battery. But today we're gonna look at these two pumps. Now, if you've been in the breast pump world recently, you've probably heard about this Spectra Synergy Gold. The coolest thing about this pump is that you can pump each side on different settings, which is super cool. If you want to see a whole video on how to use this pump and the pros and cons of it, I will put that up top for you. But just to give you a quick rundown, this is how it works. So you can put the left here, I've got it on 4. You can put the right on, goes clear up to 15 actually. The side is pumping at 4 and this side is pumping at 15. Super cool if you need that, if you have one side that is more tender than the other. Maybe you've got a crack on one side, or maybe one side is just a slacker and likes a little bit more suction. It's actually pretty nice to be able to customize the sides a little bit more. Also, another huge pro of that is that you're not sacrificing any suction power when you double pump. Okay, so the max suction level of a pump is quoted by the manufacturer, and it's really referring to a single side, okay? And I have a little device, check that bad boy out, and it measures the suction levels. So I've been doing tons of tests, that's why I've got all my pumps set up over here, ignore that mess. So I checked to just double make sure that I knew what I was talking about, and it is true. I can get the same max suction on both sides of this pump when I'm double pumping. The pump overall power was sacrificed when I put it on the Spectra One on double sides. So single side, I can definitely get the manufacturer's max on the Spectra One, but when I plugged both of them in, that max level went down quite a bit, which makes sense. That's just how it works. The Spectra S1 has 5 suction levels on massage mode, and it goes up to 12 on expression mode. The Spectra Synergy Gold has 5 also on the massage mode, but goes up to level 15 on expression mode. Does that mean that this has 3 higher levels than this one? Not necessarily, because actually the max suction from the Spectra's website on these two pumps is exactly the same, 270, I think is what it said. The thing is you can get 270 on each side on this one. Not quite on that one. So when you have 15 levels versus 12, that means you have a little bit more customization. The increments go up smaller. Does that make sense? So it's not that this one's giving you more suction overall, unless you're double pumping. Have I said that one enough? But with 15 levels, it breaks those down smaller so you can micro adjust a little bit more. Not a big deal because not very many pumps go up to 12 anyway, so the Spectra was already killing it on this one. Even more options on the Spectra Synergy Gold though. They both have a handle. The Spectra One is obviously right here on top. The Spectra Synergy Gold is in the back, also easy. They also both have night lights. This one is in the back, has 3 different levels. This one is on the top here, has 2 levels. So at this point, if you're thinking, wow, the Spectra Synergy Gold is way better than the S1, that might be true. The biggest con though, and this is a big one, is that the Spectra Synergy Gold has to be plugged in, which stinks. But there's a lot of motors in this bad boy, and he needs some power. This one you can charge and just go. As you can see, it is not plugged in at all, and it works beautifully. If you're comparing this to the S2, which is the pink one that has to also be charged in, that obviously doesn't make a difference. But with this one, important. Spectra also though does make this in a compact rechargeable version. So more videos on that. Maybe I'll throw one up top if I have one finished. Regardless, let's turn these on so you can hear side by side what they sound like. Also, all the parts to these are exactly the same except for one thing. So you can see that they have the same phalanges. The compact one I just showed you actually came with these gold bottles, which I thought was really cool. So I'm going to be using that one with this gold just because I like the color. Everything else is the same though. The flanges, the backflow protectors, except for the Synergy Gold has a different connector on the end. It's just the regular tubing though, and then they have a connector on it. Oh, one thing I also do like about the Spectra one is that it has this little hole for a bottle in the back. If you're double pumping, that makes a nice spot to put while you're taking care of the milk from the other side. Or if you're pumping at 4 in the morning and you know your baby's gonna be up in 2 hours, pop that bad boy right in the back and deal with it in 2 hours. That's what I've done before. Breast milk can stay out, I think the CDC says 4 hours. I'll put a link below for you. Okay, I've done a bunch of suction tests on these pumps and I've realized that it does sound different when there's nothing in this versus when it's suctioned to something. So I got a little balloon here and I'm gonna just put that on just for the sake of the sound so that it's actually suctioned to something because I don't feel like pumping right now. Here we go. Let's start with the Synergy Gold. Well, that's on the highest one. That's on level 15. Cycle speed 3. That's probably a more accurate sound, although I'm gonna give myself a hickey on my face. Yeah. What I do for you guys on this channel, seriously. Okay, now let's check out the Spectra one. I don't love it on that balloon. So there's a lot of sound coming out of here. Ugh. That's what it sounds like. I feel like they're really similar. Good thing I have some cheeks on me. I always have those. There's definitely a more scientific way to figure this out. Let's use a decibel reader. How about that? Oh, suction's so high. Okay, here we go. I don't know, 59, 60, something like that. Okay, this is probably the stupidest thing I've ever done on YouTube. It's really similar, probably 57, 58. So that's also on the max suction levels. I hope you're not pumping on the max suction levels. That makes me hurt just thinking about you doing that. Oh, that's special. Yeah. Another important point to compare is probably the price. Spectra 1, I think you can get on Amazon for around $200, somewhere in there. A lot of insurance companies are covering that one as well. Often I see it with a small upgrade fee, sometimes bigger than you'd think, which is annoying. But Spectra Synergy Gold, I think when I pre-ordered it was about $350, so it was definitely more expensive. Again, some insurances are actually covering this now. I'll put a couple links down in the description for you and you can check and see if yours covers it, but definitely an upgrade cost on that one just because it's a more expensive pump. Okay, so now the $1 million question. Which one do you get? Okay, here's the thing. I don't think everybody needs a pump with 2 motors. If you're pumping a lot, so if you're an exclusive pumper or you're planning on going back to work and you have a desk that you can just plug your pump in and sit there and pump, this is a super cool option. But if you are a stay-at-home mom exclusively breastfeeding or you're a working mom and portability is super important to you, maybe you're a nurse or you have a job where you're gonna be pumping on the go, then I might lean more towards the Spectra 1 just because of the portability option. And to be honest, I don't think everybody needs one with 2 motors. That's my honest opinion there. But I will say the dual motor option is super cool. So if you can afford it, if this kind of pump fits into your lifestyle, I would say go for it. It's super cool. Everybody has a slacker side. You can adjust it there. If you ever are more tender on one side for whatever reason, maybe your child just got teeth and bit you, you can turn the suction way down on the one side, higher on the other. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios I think where you could utilize that dual pump and make it fun. So there you go. Let me know down in the comments which one you're gonna choose. I'd love to know. You can also let me know over on Instagram. I'll post a picture of these 2 pumps. I'll put also the link in the description. Go and tell me there because I'm the most active on Instagram and we can get you figured out. If you want more help choosing a pump, join our Facebook group. We'll see you on the next video.